The video opens with a captivating premise: the mysterious M mark on the palm, a symbol many people have noticed but few truly understand. It invites the viewer to look closer at their own hands, suggesting that the lines etched into our skin may hold far deeper meaning than simple biology or chance. The narrator explains that this mark, forming naturally where the heartline, headline, and lifeline intersect, has been a source of fascination for centuries. Yet what makes it especially intriguing is its connection to the prophecies of Nostradamus, the 16th century seer whose cryptic visions continue to stir curiosity and debate even today. According to the video, Nostradamus believed the human body carried symbols of destiny, subtle imprints left by forces greater than ourselves. Among these, the M stood out as a signature of spiritual insight and ancient wisdom. It was said to appear on the palms of those who possess heightened intuition, individuals who, knowingly or not, serve as guides during moments of global or personal transformation. The M is not random. It reflects an alignment between thought, emotion, and purpose, embodied in the very lines that shape it. The video also draws a poetic parallel between palmistry and prophecy. Just as Nostradamus wrote his verses in obscure, layered language, our hands too contain messages waiting to be decoded. The M becomes a bridge between the mystical and the personal, suggesting that divine guidance is not only written in the stars, but also within each of us. Those who bear this mark are said to carry a deep inner calling, to use their gifts of empathy, perception, and creativity to uplift others and illuminate hidden truths. Ultimately, the opening section sets the tone for a journey that blends history, mysticism, and self-discovery. It challenges viewers to consider that prophecy is not merely about predicting external events, but about awakening the potential written within the human spirit. The M on one's palm, in this sense, becomes more than a mark. It's a reminder that destiny is both inherited and chosen, shaped not just by fate, but by the awareness we bring to it. This introduction weaves together wonder and reflection, urging the audience to see their own hands not as ordinary features, but as living maps of purpose and possibility, echoing the timeless wisdom Nostradamus sought to reveal. Nostradamus believed that the M mark on the palm was far more than a coincidence of intersecting lines. It was a celestial signature, a sign of someone chosen for a greater path. According to his writings and later interpretations of his prophecies, those who carry this mark are people of destiny, born with an inner knowing that sets them apart. They hold ancient wisdom within them, a kind of inherited spiritual memory that connects them to truths far older than their lifetime. This wisdom is not learned through books or teachings, but awakened through life's experiences, intuition, and moments of deep reflection. However, Nostradamus warned that such a gift does not come without burden. The M is both a blessing and a responsibility. Those who possess it often find themselves facing profound spiritual challenges, tests that push them toward growth, resilience, and deeper understanding. They may encounter periods of uncertainty, loss, or emotional upheaval, experiences designed not to punish, but to refine their spirit. Through these trials, the individual learns compassion, empathy, and strength, qualities necessary for guiding others through the storms of transformation. The prophecy also ties this destiny to moments of global change. Nostradamus foresaw eras of crisis, times when humanity would be forced to choose between chaos and awakening. During such times, those marked by the M would naturally step into roles of leadership, not through authority, but through wisdom and presence. They are the quiet anchors in turbulent times, able to sense the hidden patterns beneath events and to offer guidance grounded in truth. In this light, the M becomes a symbol of spiritual duty. It calls its bearer to rise above fear and confusion, to become a light for others in moments of darkness. Their heightened intuition allows them to perceive possibilities that others overlook. Their ancient wisdom connects them to cycles of history and renewal. Like Nostradamus himself, who peered beyond his century to glimpse humanity's future, those with the M are meant to bridge the past and the present, the seen and the unseen. To carry this mark is to live a life of purpose, It is a reminder that destiny is not only about power or success, but about serving a higher vision, helping humanity evolve when the world stands on the threshold of transformation. In the art of palmistry, the M mark holds a place of rare significance. It forms naturally at the intersection of the heart line, head line, and fate line, three of the most vital pathways on the human palm. This convergence is said to represent the union of emotion, intellect, and destiny, creating a symbol that reveals both inner harmony and deep spiritual potential. Those who bear this mark are often seen as empathic communicators, souls who bridge the gap between feeling and understanding. They possess a heightened sensitivity to the emotions of others and a natural ability to translate inner truth into words that heal, guide, or inspire. The element traditionally associated with this mark is water, symbolizing intuition, emotion, and adaptability. Just as water shapes itself to its surroundings, yet always finds its way forward, individuals with the M possess a remarkable ability to flow through life's challenges while maintaining emotional depth and grace. Their empathy does not make them fragile, it makes them perceptive. They can sense the undercurrents of situations and read between the lines of what others say. This intuitive awareness often draws them into roles of guidance, healing, or teaching, where their compassion becomes a force of transformation for others. Spiritually, the M is viewed as a mirror of inner balance. The heart line represents love and emotion, the head line symbolizes intellect and reason, and the fate line stands for purpose and life direction. When these three merge into the letter M, it suggests that the individual's emotions, mind, and destiny are aligned, a sign of spiritual maturity and self-awareness. It's as if the universe has woven its design into their hands, marking them as seekers of truth and carriers of wisdom. Those with this mark often feel an inner calling to help others navigate their own emotional landscapes. They listen deeply, speak from compassion, and inspire trust. Yet, this gift also requires care, because feeling deeply means they must learn to protect their energy and maintain equilibrium. Ultimately, the M in palmistry is not just a physical pattern, but a spiritual emblem. It reveals a person attuned to the rhythms of the soul, adaptable, intuitive, and emotionally wise. Like water, they reflect, they heal, and they remind others that true strength often flows from gentleness and understanding. The M mark on the palm is not only a spiritual emblem, it is also a sign of creative power and imagination. In palmistry, this symbol is often associated with individuals who possess a natural ability to think beyond the ordinary, to see possibilities where others see limits. Those who bear this mark are said to be guided by an inner vision, one that connects both the intellect and the soul. Their creativity is not confined to art alone. It is a form of spiritual expression, a way to translate unseen truths into tangible form through painting, writing, teaching, or innovation. This mark suggests a life path shaped by original thought and inspired creation. People with the M tend to sense the deeper layers of reality. They are often dreamers and visionaries who feel compelled to bring their ideas into the world. Whether they become artists, inventors, or educators, their purpose is to awaken insight in themselves and in others. Their imagination becomes a bridge between the material and the mystical, reflecting the divine spark within human creativity. Nostradamus' teachings, as interpreted in the video, hint that the M serves as a cosmic invitation to embrace one's unique gifts fully. It encourages those who carry it to honor their individuality instead of conforming to societal patterns. Their path is not about imitation, but authentic expression, using talent as a form of service, inspiration, and spiritual growth. Creativity, in this sense, becomes sacred work, a process of aligning one's actions with the soul's purpose. At its core, the M symbolizes manifestation, the ability to turn thought into reality. This is why it is often connected to teaching and leadership. People with this mark naturally inspire others to unlock their own potential. They thrive when they are creating, exploring, or guiding, because these acts align them with their higher purpose. Spiritually, the message of the M is clear. Your gift is your path, Every idea, every act of imagination is a step toward fulfilling your soul's design. To ignore these creative impulses is to silence the very voice of destiny. Those marked by the M are therefore called to live boldly, to transform inspiration into action, and to share their light so that others, too, may remember the creativity that lives within all human hearts. In esoteric symbolism, the letter M and the number 13 share a profound and mysterious connection, one that Nostradamus believed held the key to transformation and spiritual awakening. While the number 13 has long been branded as unlucky in popular superstition, mystics and ancient scholars viewed it very differently. To them, it represented the cycle of death and rebirth, the inevitable process of endings giving way to new beginnings. In this light, the M becomes a mirror of that same principle, a sign that those who bear it are destined to experience profound change and spiritual renewal throughout their lives. According to interpretations of Nostradamus's prophecies, 13 was not a number of misfortune, but of divine realignment. It marked the breaking down of old patterns so that truth and wisdom could emerge. Those with the M on their palm, therefore, were seen as agents of transformation, people born to walk through darkness and bring forth light. Their journey often involves deep inner trials, moments when they must let go of the familiar and surrender to the unknown. Yet it is through these very challenges that they awaken the full power of their destiny. The connection between M and 13 also carries a spiritual geometry. The letter M is the 13th character in the English alphabet, symbolically linking it to the vibrations of this sacred number. It embodies rebirth, hidden wisdom, and initiation, qualities that define those marked by it. These individuals often find themselves at turning points in history or in their own personal evolution, where they must choose between remaining asleep in comfort or awakening to higher purpose. Nostradamus saw this as part of a divine design. The M carriers are meant to help humanity transition during periods of great collective change. In a deeper sense, 13 and the M together form a path of spiritual mastery. The number challenges illusions, while the letter signifies intuition and manifestation. When combined, they speak of souls who are reborn again and again in wisdom, understanding, and compassion. Their lives become a living testament to the truth that transformation is never a curse, but a calling. Thus, what the world often fears as unlucky is, in fact, a sacred invitation to die to the old self, to awaken to the new, and to fulfill the destiny written not in the stars, but within one's own hand. Those who carry the M mark on their palm are often described as keepers of ancient wisdom, souls who have lived many lifetimes, accumulating spiritual knowledge meant to serve a greater purpose. In the mystical interpretation of Nostradamus's prophecies, these individuals are not chosen by chance. They are born at times when the world stands on the edge of transformation. Their purpose is to guide humanity through chaos and renewal, to remind others that destruction is never the end but the beginning of a higher cycle of awakening. The M is not simply a sign of personal destiny. It is a symbol of guardianship. Those who bear it are said to possess an innate sensitivity to the energies of the universe, an intuition that allows them to sense changes before they occur. They may not always understand their gift, but during moments of global upheaval, this inner awareness becomes their compass. Their presence offers calm amid confusion, vision amid uncertainty. Through empathy, wisdom, and courage, they help others rediscover faith and balance in times of collapse. One of the most fascinating connections revealed in the video is between the M and solar eclipses. In ancient mysticism, an eclipse was never seen as an omen of doom, but as a spiritual catalyst, a cosmic alignment that momentarily veils the light to awaken the inner sun within human consciousness. Nostradamus believed that during such celestial events, the energy of the M becomes amplified. Those marked by it may experience heightened intuition, prophetic dreams, or a sudden awakening of dormant gifts. It is as though the eclipse activates their hidden potential, calling them to step into their spiritual role more fully. The merging of shadow and light during an eclipse mirrors the inner journey of those with the M. They must confront their own darkness, fear, doubt, or pain to reclaim their wisdom and power. In doing so, they become beacons for others walking the same path of transformation. Ultimately, the M and the eclipse together represent a powerful truth. The light is never lost, only hidden. Those marked by this symbol are here to remind humanity of that eternal principle, that through cycles of chaos and renewal, our collective soul evolves, and within every ending lies the promise of rebirth. During times of solar or lunar eclipses, those who bear the M mark are said to undergo powerful inner shifts, moments when their connection to the unseen becomes vividly alive. Ancient mystics, and later Nostradamus himself, believed that eclipses act as spiritual gateways, thinning the veil between the physical and the divine. For individuals marked with the M, these cosmic events can trigger visions, revelations, or deep emotional upheavals, not as punishment, but as tests of faith. Through these intense experiences, their spirit is refined, their purpose clarified, and their leadership awakened. Eclipses represent a cosmic drama, the dance of shadow and light. In this celestial choreography, the M carriers are participants, not mere observers. When the sky darkens and the sun or moon is temporarily veiled, it symbolizes the soul's journey through its own darkness, a descent into uncertainty meant to reveal deeper truth. Those with the M often find that during such times they feel more intuitive, more sensitive to signs, and more aware of the hidden patterns shaping their lives. But this sensitivity also brings emotional turbulence. Old wounds may resurface, relationships may shift, and inner doubts may intensify. Nostradamus viewed these moments as part of the crucible of spiritual evolution. Just as metal must pass through fire to become pure, so too must the soul face its trials to become strong enough for its purpose. The emotional storms that accompany eclipses are opportunities for purification, a shedding of fears and illusions that no longer serve. Through these tests, individuals with the M learn resilience, humility, and discernment. They emerge with greater clarity and a renewed sense of direction. It is through such crucibles, Nostradamus believed, that spiritual leaders are forged. The M carriers are destined to guide others not because of privilege, but because they have walked through their own darkness and found the light within it. Their faith is not theoretical. It is tested, lived, and earned. In this way, every eclipse becomes both a trial and a blessing. It challenges the heart but awakens the soul. For those with the M, these celestial events mark turning points, sacred intervals in which destiny accelerates, intuition deepens, and the quiet spark of spiritual leadership begins to burn with renewed strength. Nostradamus often spoke in symbols, drawing parallels between the mysteries of the past and the souls of the future. Among his most intriguing comparisons was that of those bearing the M mark on their palm and the Oracle of Delphi, the ancient seer of Greece, who could access divine insight and reveal hidden truths. To Nostradamus, this mark was not a coincidence of lines, but a seal of spiritual attunement, designating those individuals as modern-day oracles, conduits through which divine wisdom flows into human understanding. The Oracle of Delphi was said to speak the language of the gods, translating the unseen into messages that guided kings and nations. Similarly, Nostradamus believed that people with the M possess a rare form of intuitive intelligence, the ability to sense the undercurrents of fate and to perceive meaning beyond surface reality. This is not a gift of fortune-telling, but of spiritual perception. These individuals can often feel when change is coming, or instinctively know what choices align with truth and light. In the modern world, such people may not sit upon temple thrones, yet they carry the same sacred role: to help others navigate uncertainty. Their insight shines brightest in times of confusion or crisis, when logic alone cannot reveal the way forward. Through empathy, listening, and deep awareness, they illuminate paths others cannot see. Their words often come with a quiet authority, not from ego, but from a wisdom that feels ancient, as if remembered from lifetimes past. Nostradamus suggested that this intuitive power is not merely personal, it is part of a larger divine plan. The M-bearers are here to assist in humanity's awakening, to remind people of their own spiritual nature, and to guide them toward higher understanding. In a world increasingly ruled by noise and distraction, these modern oracles act as still points of clarity, translating the language of spirit into forms the human heart can grasp. Ultimately, the message of Nostradamus is that the M is not just a mark, it is a mission. Those who carry it are meant to listen to the voice within, to trust their visions, and to share their wisdom selflessly. Like the Oracle of Delphi, their purpose is to bridge heaven and earth, revealing that divine knowledge still speaks, not from distant temples, but from the quiet truth written in the human soul.
Look right here. Do you see
The letter
little bird?
M has long been regarded as more than a coincidence of intersecting lines. It is a sacred calling, a mark of destiny carried by souls chosen to awaken and uplift humanity. Nostradamus believed that those who bear this sign on their palms are not ordinary individuals. They are spiritual messengers, guided by a higher force to fulfill a purpose that transcends personal ambition. The M acts as both a reminder and a summons, urging its bearer to rise beyond material pursuits and step into a path of wisdom, service, and enlightenment. To carry the M is to be called to awaken. These individuals are born with deep sensitivity, intuition, and compassion, yet they may spend years feeling out of place or burdened by their empathy. This inner tension is not a flaw, but a signal, a preparation for spiritual awakening. Life will often test them through emotional challenges, loss, or sudden transformation, forcing them to confront their inner shadows and emerge stronger. Nostradamus described such trials as the forge of the spirit, necessary to temper the heart into one capable of leading others through times of confusion and despair. The path of the M is rarely easy because it is designed to shape leaders, mentors, and healers. Every challenge serves a purpose: to strip away illusion and reveal the soul's true strength. Through perseverance, these individuals develop resilience, clarity, and humility, the very traits required to guide others. When they finally recognize their calling, they often become sources of light in their communities, teachers, counselors, creators, or quiet inspirers who help others awaken to their own spiritual potential. Spiritually, the M embodies the union of material and divine purpose, grounding higher wisdom into human experience. It is a call to live authentically, to lead with empathy, and to transform personal pain into collective healing. Those who follow this calling learn that enlightenment is not a destination, but a journey, one walked through faith, courage, and service. In essence, the M is both a mark and a mission. It invites its bearer to step into their role as a guide during humanity's time of transformation. Though the path is demanding, it is also sacred, a journey through trial toward illumination, through perseverance toward purpose, and through self-mastery toward the awakening of all. In the closing message, the M mark is no longer seen merely as a mystical symbol or a prediction of fate. It becomes a mirror of inner greatness. Rather than something predetermined, it reflects the vast potential that already lives within each person. Nostradamus' teachings, as interpreted through this vision, remind us that destiny is not fixed. It is activated through awareness, intention, and action. The M, therefore, is a sacred invitation, a map guiding one toward mastery, manifestation, and meaning. The M represents the meeting point of emotion, thought, and purpose, the three forces that shape reality. Those who carry it, or who feel drawn to its message, are being called to recognize the power of creation within themselves. To master one's mind, align one's heart, and follow one's sole purpose is to step into a state of conscious manifestation. The mark becomes symbolic of a truth we often forget, that every human being holds divine potential waiting to be awakened through self-awareness and faith. Rather than predicting destiny, the M serves as a spiritual compass. It points inward, urging reflection and mindfulness. Viewers are encouraged to meditate on its meaning, to look at their own lives and ask, what gifts have I been given? What truth am I here to express? Through such introspection, the M transforms from a symbol of mystery into a tool for awakening, reminding each soul that they too can embody wisdom, courage, and light. The message also carries a collective dimension. Humanity, as Nostradamus foresaw, stands at a turning point, a global awakening in which individuals who recognize their inner power will help uplift the whole. When people begin to share their insights, experiences, and transformations, they create a ripple of consciousness that transcends borders and beliefs. Each person's awakening becomes part of a greater wave of renewal. Ultimately, the M is not about superstition, but self-realization. It tells us that the true miracle is not written in the palm, but within the heart. To discover one's M is to recognize one's purpose, to live with clarity, compassion, and creativity. When seen this way, the symbol becomes a reminder that enlightenment is not granted to a few, but accessible to all who dare to look within and awaken the greatness that has always been there.